Hello, everybody.
All right, this is file 2402367SC, Ignite Credit Union versus Flores. Parties are here today for small claims. What small claims means is we're trying to get this done without using attorneys, so everybody is here unrepresented. We're also trying to get this done here in front of me. In other words, you're not asking to have a jury trial or anything like that, but this to be decided right here now in front of me. So first things first, if both parties are ready, willing, and able to proceed here in small claims, the first thing I'm going to do is swear you in. Mr. Flores, I cannot see you, but I would ask you to go ahead and raise your right hand the same way Becky from Ignite Credit Union is raising her right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you'd give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
All right. Mr. Flores, this probably will go quicker if I start with you. Do you believe there is, in fact, a dollar amount that you owe back to Ignite Credit Union, and that it's more about how and when you're able to pay that, or are you here contesting that you owe them money?
I guess I'm contesting it, Your Honor. I was locked up when all this stuff was going on,
Okay.
so I tried to tell them.
So, Mr. Flores, I'm going to go ahead and pop you back into the waiting room. I have one other case that I suspect won't be contested, and so I want to give you the most time.
Okay.
I'll bring you back over in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
All right, so we are back on the record. This is file 2402367, SC Ignite Credit Union versus Flores. Mr. Flores, you said that at this point in time, you do not think you owe the credit union back this $1,566.71. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Then I'm going to have proofs there with you, Becky. First of all, could you tell us your whole name and tell us what it is you do for the credit union?
Sure. My whole name is Rebecca Lynn Aldridge. I'm a collection specialist for the Ignite Credit Union.
All right. And then we are here on Mr. Flores' case. What is the nature of the action here? What is it that you're saying has happened that he would owe money to the credit union? Sure.
So he had an account with us, a savings and a checking account that he drew negative. And with that account being negative was never paid back. So he owes us money for the negative checking and savings account that he had with us.
And that's the balance, $1,566.71.
Yes. And he is stating that he was in jail. These transactions happened in the beginning of the year, and he didn't go to jail until the end of the year.
Right.
So he was not locked up.
For 2 years. I was in jail for the last 2 years. What are you talking about?
Okay, so sir, let me explain how this goes. And this checking account is just his name?
The checking account is just
mine. I just got out of jail, Your Honor. You can look me up. I went to jail back on December of whatever that year was. I didn't get out till July 9th.
No, sir. Sir, we have to be more specific than that. You can't say whatever that year was. When were you incarcerated?
December of 2022. All the way through. Correct. All the way through.
And then when did you get out?
July 9th of 2024. 3 months ago.
So you were incarcerated for about a year and a half, a year and 7 months.
Yes, sir. You can look me up. I left from Allegan County right there. Look me up.
And then, and that was here in our jail?
Yes, sir. I went from there to prison.
All right, because that's not correct, sir. You can't be locked up in jail for over a year.
Do you hear what I said?
Can't happen.
Do you hear what I said, sir? I went to jail for 4 months.
Listen to me. Jail is when you're locked up for under a year. Prison is when you go for more than a year.
I know that. Do you hear what I'm saying, though? I got locked up in
Allegan County Jail. You just told me you were
jail.
here at Allegan County Jail from December 2022 to July 2024.
No, from December of 2022 till April 10th of 23. And then I went straight from there, from Allegan County, straight to prison until July 9th of 2024.
We had
should
him
be
on
able to see it.
ATM footage
Huh?
before that. We have him on
Well,
cameras.
Ms. Aldridge, it really wouldn't matter
Okay.
for purposes of a small claims hearing.
Okay.
So, sir, essentially, here's what's happening. Someone is spending money in an account that is solely attributable to you. And so
Well, that's fine, but she says they got me on. They got me on camera. That's impossible. I was
Flores.
incarcerated.
Mr. Flores.
Go ahead.
And I
Yes.
told her, stop talking. It's my turn. I know it's hard when you're on the phone rather than video, but I'm going to talk
Yeah, I'm
for a
sorry.
while, so just listen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't understand how
we
it
wouldn't
works.
even, okay, listen, we wouldn't even get into whether or not that's you or not, okay? For purposes of a small claims hearing. So here's the situation. You have an account with the credit union. That account is in your name. In other words, you have the power to draw on that account, and you have the power to authorize people to draw on that account. And someone could draw on that account that doesn't have permission, right? Those are the three scenarios. In the first two scenarios, if this account were to get overdrafted, which it did, so just so you understand, essentially what they're saying is someone keeps either writing checks or taking money out, and there's no money in this account to cover it. It has a negative balance, $1,566.71. You understand what we mean by that, right?
Yeah, I understand that, and I also had overdraft protection.
All right. So here is how this works. If it was you, then of course you owe the money back to the credit union.
Exactly.
Now, say it was,
I'm an adult.
okay, but now, like I said, stop talking and just listen to me. If it was your friend Bob and you told Bob, oh, here's my card, go ahead and use the card, and Bob did it, that still means you would owe the credit union back the money. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I never
So
gave anybody.
if it was you, or if it was somebody you let do it, you owe the credit union back both times. Now, if somebody did it that did not have permission, like you say you were incarcerated, someone got your card and is taking money out of the ATM. At the end of the day, you still owe that money to the credit union. Now, there's two things that you could do instead of owe money to the credit union. One is you could go make a police report and say, hey, look, the credit union says I made these withdrawals. There's no way I made these withdrawals. I was incarcerated. And what you would have is a police report to then show me. And then I would say, hey, you reported this as a crime. I'm not going to order that you owe that to the credit union. Or
So all I have to do is make a police report?
Listen to me. Or if, say you let Bob, you told Bob, oh, hey, you can use the card while I'm incarcerated, and Bob racked up all the money. You would still get ordered to pay the credit union, but then you could be a plaintiff and you could sue Bob and say, hey, Bob made me go negative on this balance. I'm just telling you what the different scenarios are. But right now, with the evidence that I have, you could tell me all day it wasn't you. You didn't file a police report. You didn't say it was a crime until you got sued in small claims. I would order you
I went
to
to
pay
them
this
when I
money
got
back.
out of jail.
Listen
When I got
to
out
me.
of prison, I went to them.
Okay, but that was July of 2024. Did you ever report this as a crime?
No, because I went to them and told them I was going to get the proof of incarceration. But now that I figured since I was going to court, you could easily look me up and see that I was incarcerated and see that I didn't do these transactions.
Okay, listen.
That's simple. That's simple.
Here's the problem. You're telling, as a judicial branch, I wouldn't do your investigation for you to prove that it really wasn't you. What I have is a credit union who is due this money.
Okay, who do I got to give my proof of incarceration to?
Well, first of all, you don't have any proof of incarceration. You're just
Yes, I
telling me
do.
you
I
were
right there now.
incarcerated.
I have it right here on me. What do you mean I don't have proof of incarceration? I have it on me. You want me to send you a picture?
Sir, are you in court right now?
Yes, I'm in court, aren't I?
On the phone?
Yeah.
So you don't have any proof of incarceration to hand me right now. You also don't have any proof of incarceration that you sent to court when you knew you were being sued for this very same matter.
Whatever. That's irrelevant. I was in prison, dude. Carry on though. What do I got to do?
So here's what you have to do. You're going to get ordered that you owe this money to the credit union today. Well, you can say that, but until you report it as a crime, you're essentially just saying, nah, I don't owe the money.
I was incarcerated, Your Honor, or whoever you are, referee.
All right, listen to me. When did you find out you were getting sued by the credit union?
About 4 days ago.
All right.
When I got served.
So you only got served to be here 4 days ago?
Something like that. They're trying to find me, and they know I'm on parole, and whoever the bailiff was wouldn't even call my parole agent or anything. It was ridiculous.
Sir, why is everyone else supposed to solve your problems for you?
Because they're the ones looking for me. I ain't looking for them.
This claim and affidavit was filed in September.
I don't care when it was filed.
Okay, so I am going to order damages in the amount of $1,566.71 and costs in the amount of $119.16. Sir, there was a path that you could have easily avoided this, but you did none of that work.
Nobody fucking told me anything. What are you talking about?
What do you mean no one told you anything? You got a piece of paper saying you're being sued by a credit union for overdrafting your checking account.
Whatever, dude. You're
then
ridiculous.
You showed up in court.
You're not a judge, are you? You're not even a judge. You just told me I wasn't in court. Did you not 5 minutes ago just tell me I was not in court or something? Come on, guy.
Yes, because you said you had proof on you to give to me.
What's your name again, sir?
Dan Norbeck.
So you're not even a judge?
No, sir. I'm the magistrate who's hearing your small claims hearing right now. So your right to appeal is, if you disagree with this finding, you have 7 days to appeal this. That window of opportunity closes after 7 days. Secondly, you must come in and file for that appeal in writing. You cannot just call the court and ask for it. Do you understand your rights on appeal?
No.
Okay. Which one of those two parts do you not understand, sir? I could explain it to you again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm good. I was talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay. Then you are all set. I will draw this up and send it out to parties. I'm going to go ahead and release parties at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so it says Kimberly. So first things first, if you could take yourself off mute. I'm assuming you are Kimberly Carter. Is that correct? Ma'am, you are still muted. That red microphone with the line through it, that means that you can hear us, but we can't hear you. I need you to tap that. There you go. All right, ma'am, are you Miss Carter?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is file 2402370SC, Ignite Credit Union versus Kimberly Carter. So we are here in small claims. What that means is both parties are trying to get this done without involving attorneys. So neither party is represented by an attorney. And you're also asking for this matter to be decided here in front of me, as opposed to asking for a jury trial. So if the parties are ready, willing, and able to proceed here in front of me in small claims, then the first thing I would do is swear you in. If you could both raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you'd give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, I do.
All right. So Ms. Carter, actually, I'll start with you because it might go quicker that way. Do you believe there is, in fact, a dollar amount that you owe to the credit union, and this is more about how and when you're able to pay that? Or are you here contesting that you owe them money?
Don't contest I owe. I do owe.
Okay, they have a dollar amount here, $1,433.92. Does that sound right?
I guess I'm not sure, but if it's on there, so I'm like, I don't know.
Well, essentially, I can always have it that the two people are going to argue and I would decide who wins, but I can also do what's called a consent judgment, meaning the parties are on the same page that there is money owed here. It's more about working it out between the two of you, the sort of how and when that gets paid, like a payment arrangement. So it sounds to me that this could be a consent hearing, but I would need to explain to you one other thing, Ms. Carter, and that's that the credit union paid certain monies out of pocket to get us here today. They had to pay a filing fee to court. They had to pay to have you served. That cost them $133.28. They are also able to collect that on top of the judgment. So I just wanted you to understand where that extra money comes from. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
All right. Well, then what I would propose we would do here is that I would just type this up as a consent judgment and send it out to parties. Really what you guys need to do is get on the phone to each other and talk about how and when the judgment gets satisfied. But as far as the court part, if we're going to do a consent judgment, we are all done with the court part. I will type that up and send it out to parties. You don't have to wait for that. As soon as we're done here, you guys could be in contact with each other to talk.
So I feel like, can I say something, Your Honor? I feel like that is this, if we're gonna consent, I feel like this was pointless to even involve you in it. And I've talked to, I think that Becky, I've talked to her on the 24th, I believe. And the reason why I didn't pay the judgment or what, I mean, pay the amount, because I have also have a vehicle with them. And so what
I'm sorry, you had a what?
I have a vehicle and with them. And so I was thinking that they merged it with the vehicle, because I don't think I remember. I had an account, but it's just they never like said anything or sent me anything to get it taken care of. Like to
Okay.
So
But I mean, if they have if they have an amount of money that's, you know, past due or hasn't been paid, they have a right to sue you for it. That's what they did.
I understand. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's like I said, I have a vehicle. I explained it to Becky that I felt I thought that they put it with my loan. And so she said neither one had nothing to do with the other. We could have had this taken care of because I was going to sell the vehicle to Carvana. She wouldn't give me a 10-day payoff. I had an $8,000.
Okay, but this is so I'm well. Hold on, I can look. I will tell you this. They can't really do that. They can't really mix apples and oranges. They have to keep their accounts separate of why you owe them money. But this is not over a car. I believe this is a checking account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, we could have had this taken care of had she gave me the 10-day payoff paperwork, and I could have paid them that. She and I even talked about that as well. So this, like I said, to even be involved, we could have talked about this over the phone.
All right. Well, well, then let me just ask you point blank. Do you want me to do this as a consent judgment, or do you want to have a hearing and I would decide whether or not you owe them this money?
It's fine. I'll pay it. I'll do it as consent, but I don't feel like I
And
should.
like I said, we're all set for what I need to do here. I will type this up as a consent judgment and send it out. I can release you, Ms. Carter. You're all set. Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.